welcome family, parents, students, and friends of our graduating seniors. We're excited to celebrate their accomplishments and reflect on their years at the Sycamore School. I'm just going to start with some housekeeping reminders. If you need a restroom, it is right back toward the entrance to the right, and there are also additional ones out back here as well. When we're done with the ceremony, we'll have a toast, and we'll also have plenty of opportunities for pictures. So we hope that you stay for a little bit afterwards. It's an exciting morning. This is the 9th year of the Sycamore School and the 6th year that we've had graduates. This year's graduates have all been with us for their 4 years of high school, and several of them have been with us through their middle school years as well. They all started with us in our Ballston campus and were part of our move to Roslyn. Several of them went through COVID with us, which was no small challenge, needing to acclimate to hybrid and virtual learning. Together, we went through something none of us had experienced before. It was scary. We had nothing to compare it to and didn't know what to expect or how long it would last. However, we stayed connected and got through it together. In your time at the Sycamore School, you've helped create our culture, a culture of inclusiveness, individualism, and humor. Each of you is your own unique person and have grown into yourselves. I've seen you gain confidence, clarity, and purpose in your time at the Sycamore School. Maddie. Maddie started with us because of COVID. Maddie's brother, Owen, was at the Sycamore School when COVID hit. Your parents assessed what school looked like as we were navigating COVID and elected to have you come to the Sycamore School, at least temporarily. I think it's fair to say that you started with us begrudgingly and only expected to say a year, maybe 2. But a year turned into 2, and to the surprise of at least a few people, you decided to stay at Sycamore for high school. And I'm so glad you did. When Matty started at the Sycamore School, he didn't really speak or engage for the first month or so, but there was something about him. His peers gravitated toward him and he made friends easily. Peers would ask him to weigh in on a topic or issue. They looked to Matty for guidance and valued his opinion. As he started to engage more, he found his people. Matty is grounded. He has strong beliefs and is not easily swayed by others. He's not loud. He doesn't force his views on other people when asked. It's clear that he's thought deeply about an issue and gives you a clear and compelling answer. While Matty may be just a little bit stubborn, they are also open to considering other points of view, as evidenced by starting from an attitude of, I'll try this for a year, to, I think I want to stay here for high school. Maddie, who started at the Sycamore School not talking, became one of our student ambassadors and has been the go-to student to speak at our information sessions, open houses, and other Sycamore School events. Maddie has found his voice and speaks with a candor and genuineness that is refreshing and wise. Maddie, I hope you continue to use your voice to speak your truth and embrace new experiences. Kira. Kira also started with us in middle school. Kira has several interests she's passionate about, and one of them is hockey, specifically the Capitals. Over the years, she's followed them and even chose to shape her capstone around them. She wanted to learn more about why professional athletes also gravitate toward community service and philanthropy. She learned about several programs that were unique to the Capitals, including having a dedicated sensory room for fans with sensory processing needs. It's a quiet, secure environment outfitted with bubble walls, light panels, bean bags, and tactile artwork. So families who have children who might get overstimulated or need a place to move around can go to this sensory room, watch the game, and stay regulated, which is pretty cool. Kira also keeps up with current events and trends in music, fashion, and social media. In fact, she was the student marketing intern, interviewing staff and students and creating social media posts for the school. She also participated in a job shadow day with a local marketing firm. One of Kira's greatest strengths is her self-advocacy. There have been several times where Kira has come to me making a pitch for something she wants or explaining why she needs something. I've been consistently impressed with Kira's ability to calmly state her case, and I'm always happy to say yes whenever I can. Kira, I hope you continue to use your self-advocacy skills to break barriers and achieve your goals. Jordan loves math. I mean, he really loves math. He actually wants to become a math teacher, which I think is amazing. When Jordan is engaged in a mathematical problem, he transforms. He has a heightened level of patience when he's explained math or chess to younger peers. I remember he came to me because he wanted to organize some activities around Pi Day and was really invested in making the day special and enjoyable. He loves numbers. They make sense to him in a way that's a gift. Jordan also has a wonderful sense of humor. Many times after a morning meeting, Jordan will come up to me to share a joke or follow up on a comment he made during the meeting. I so appreciate his humor and ability to see the lighter, joyful side of the situation. Jordan also has a really good heart, and I feel lucky to have seen that heart. Jordan, I hope that you take your heart, humor, and incredible intellect to the next level and share it with your new college community. Jack. Jack has been with us for 7 years. He has many interests, and one of his passions is theater. Jack also has a wonderful sense of humor. I've seen his humor come to life when he helped write scripts for school plays and films. He can transform himself into a character and make that character come to life. Jack also loves music, animals, and travel. This past spring break, Jack and some other high school students traveled with me to Belize on a community service adventure trip. Jack was a wonderful leader and guide. He was the oldest student on the trip and displayed a sense of wonder and curiosity, exploring the water's edge as it got dark to find crabs, frogs, and other creatures. He gravitated to a new puppy who was wandering the grounds and made a point of regularly interacting with the puppy, its mother and sister. He also was the voice of reason, letting his peers know on the trip when something maybe wasn't a good idea. He seemed to thoroughly enjoy each moment he was on the trip, even taking video from the plane when we soared through the clouds. He brought a camera with him and was able to capture our cave tubing on film. Jack, I love the lens with which you see the world. Please hold on to the wonder, curiosity, and creativity that inspires you. Claire is full of surprises. I would never have thought that a quiet, maybe I even say initially shy, student would be a nationally ranked Irish dancer. Also, cosplay performer, fashion designer. She also draws and paints exceptionally well. To say that she's understated is, well, an understatement. Claire is incredibly creative. She excels as an artist and a performer. She's also a really hard worker and takes pride in her work. I think I'm just beginning to realize that Claire speaks through her art, and what she's saying is beautiful and breathtaking. While Claire was accepted to SCAD, the Savannah College of Art and Design, and several other schools, she chose to go to Shenandoah, where she has been given one of 5 slots in their fashion design program. I am incredibly excited to see what beautiful creation she produces. Magali has been here almost as long as Jack, and I really feel like I've witnessed her grow up. When Magali came to the Sycamore School, she was sassy. She had attitude and wasn't afraid to share it. Magali was outspoken, at times shockingly so, but she also had an incredible heart and is a survivor. Magali knows how to work hard and show her best self when she's helping others. Magali was a teaching assistant in our Spanish class. She also thrived in our cooking class, reorganizing cabinets and making sure everybody was doing their job. When Magali puts her mind to something, she gets it done. I came to realize that while Magali may have a tough exterior, inside she's all heart. As Magali stayed with us, she's shown us more of that heart and her passions. One of her passions is helping people less fortunate than herself. Her capstone project was focused on helping the unhoused in Arlington. She organized a bag lunch drive for Path Forward to benefit those who have food insecurity. Magali, I truly believe that if you put your mind and heart to something, you can do anything. I want you to aim high and pursue your passions. Success doesn't always come in a straight line. You know how to do hard work, so work for yourself to achieve your dreams. Maddie, Kira, Jordan, Jack, Claire, and Magali. You all have been an essential part to our Sycamore School community. Each of you gave us something unique. I really appreciate each of your passions and how you've taken your interests and built them into goals worth pursuing. Each of you are truly likable, thoughtful, have a good heart, and a great sense of humor. I've also appreciated the low-key, drama-free high school group that you have been this year. And, I'm sorry, I misspoke, that you have grown into. As you launch from Sycamore and go into a new community, I hope that you take with you confidence, stick-to-itiveness, curiosity, and faith that you are good enough. You have what it takes to be successful in whatever you endeavor to do. It may involve hard work, you may get stuck, frustrated, tired, but you can do whatever you set your sights to. I truly believe that. We've challenged you to do hard things, consider other points of view, think for yourselves, and fix your own problems. I can't wait to see you apply these skills outside of Sycamore. I'm going to end with a quote from Scott Adams, and he's the creator of the comic strip Dilbert. Creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes. Art is knowing which ones to keep. Now we're going to transition to having staff members each say a few words about each of our graduates. And we're starting with Miss Ashley.
Sorry, I reminded everybody to print their speeches and I didn't print mine. I would like to start by saying that this entire graduating class holds a special place in my professional career. They were the first group I taught at TSS, literally first period, day one. 4 of them have been my point people for at least the past 2 years, so I've grown very attached to all of you. The person I'm speaking about this morning is one known far and wide. Maddie has been a devoted TSS ambassador for many years. He has been a speaker for most of our events, hosted shadow students even when they were not originally assigned to him, always down to pose for a goofy or academic photo on field trips, and helped out after hours on Saturday events. If you have ever looked at our website or follow us on social media or attended an event, you assuredly have seen Maddie. He has helped our school reach new families every year and will be remembered by the students even after he leaves our doors. One of the reasons Maddie has made such a wonderful ambassador is because he fully embraces our mission here at the Sycamore School. First, academic curiosity. There has never been a lesson I taught that Maddie did not engage in. Don't get me wrong, every person has their preferences, and Maddie was comfortable to ask, why do we need to learn this? when it wasn't his preferred topic. But I appreciate when students ask this. It shows they genuinely care about the reason why they're learning things. And once I provided more context, he was always on board. Secondly, community. Maddie has a special skill with working with others. He not only has been a great host student or speaker at our events, but more importantly, he is a mentor every day. One of my favorite memories this year was when he did a community scavenger hunt the day of our potluck. High school students were paired with middle school students, and they had to complete tasks around campus to fill up a passport and win prizes. Maddie was paired with one of our MS1 students, and watching his patience and enthusiasm was a joy. Afterwards, I asked the high schoolers, how did it go? And Maddie said, it was a lot of fun, and the student I was paired with is such a cool kid. Maddie then worked with the same student on a marine science field trip where they explored the ocean exhibit at the Natural History Smithsonian. But our students interact every day, and one of Maddie's special skills is that he gives respect, patience, and genuine enthusiasm when working with our younger students, and I am grateful he modeled that for our school community. I am so excited to see what he's able to accomplish in the future as he pursues a degree in developmental psychology. I will miss the treats he will bring us from the bakery, the days when he would say, everything is silly, which I learned has multiple definitions I could never keep track of his stories about OnStars or Spider-Man, and his adventures in the con world with Claire. I mentioned he was known far and wide. You should ask them about their many travels and awards for their performances. Maddie is a passionate individual, loyal to his squad, and a student who has left a mark on our TSS community. Congratulations to Maddie and the entire class of 2026.
Next, we have Dale Baker.
Before he became president, John F. Kennedy wrote a book called Profiles in Courage. What they say he wrote, his name's on it. We don't know exactly if that's true or not, but he was talking about senators who've taken bold stances before he became a senator. And at Sycamore, we see profiles in courage every day. We see students working to overcome the obstacles and challenges so they can end up right here on the stage. I first met Kira 3 years ago when I started at Sycamore. I can't say I really got to know her that first year very much. She was sitting on a beanbag chair under the counter for a lot of that year. And when I found out I was going to be working with juniors and seniors the next year, I was a little concerned. And then this different student came back. She came back, sat at the table, was interested, asked questions, asked for help, and she started to complete the work. Senior year, she comes in, we give her a project, she'd ask a question or two, boom, off and running. Then I found out that she was finishing a lot of those projects before the other students in the class. We don't tell our students in so many words often enough, but this is exactly what we want to do at Sycamore. Take a student that's working with challenges, not engaged, get them involved in the work, get them to succeed, and give them that confidence to go forward. And Kira did this at the same time she went through a lot of personal challenges and difficulties. More than once I threatened to wrap her in bubble wrap, keep her in one piece so she could get up on the stage. You can still see a little bit of the sunburn from that baseball game over the weekend. But she's here, that's the important thing. As far as her capstone project about the capitals and community service, I encourage you to go to the Sycamore School webpage, the blog page. You will find the article that she wrote. We don't put student capstone projects on the blog page, but her article was good enough that it merited going there. And I have to say, she took one introduction to a senior person in the Capitol's marketing organization, turned it into one interview, another interview, visiting the program, visiting the room that Dr. Karen talked about. That was all her initiative, that was all her networking. So a whole other side of Kira came out, and the successes have just mounted one after the other. We all have a fantasy job we thought about, gee, if only I could work at X, Y, Z, and 99% of the time it never happens. But I think there's a really good chance one day we're going to see her in a Washington Capitals outfit for real. Good luck to her.
Next, we have Tyler Brackens.
Good morning, everyone. So I have the pleasure of speaking about Jordan today. So I first met Jordan about 4 years ago when he was in 9th grade. He was new to the Sycamore School. I was also new to the Sycamore School that year. So back then, Jordan was a kid who was obsessed with math and Pokemon and Dungeons and Dragons and coding. And I will say that I don't think much has changed since then. He's a lot taller now. He's grown a lot. But I've really watched Jordan grow so much over these last 4 years. He's grown into a young man who is the epitome of intelligence, logic, kindness, and fun. He loves to solve problems, he likes to make jokes, and he approaches life with a very carefully considered point of view. I walk away from every conversation having learned something new about, some topic. Now, Jordan is on the precipice of a gap year program at Mansfield Hall, and after that, he's going to college at Brandeis, his top choice university. I know Jordan still has some growing to do, as do we all, but I know that his experiences in school have helped shape him and mold him, and I know that he's ready to take this next step. Like Dr. Karen mentioned earlier, he wants to be a teacher, he wants to teach math, and I know that his love for learning will help Jordan be an excellent teacher. Jordan, it has been such a joy having you at TSS these last 4 years, and my hope is that as you enter college, that you continue to challenge yourself. Do things even when they seem scary. Seek out opportunities to learn and grow. We're going to miss you so much, but we're so excited for you. Thank you.
Next, we have Michelle Branco.
Good morning. Today I have the pleasure of talking about Jack. When I think about Jack, I think about his creativity, his kindness, and his excellent taste in music. As a man of many talents, he can make people laugh in both English and Spanish. Jack joined us in 2018 during just the second year of our school. Since then, he has acted in 3 plays, traveled internationally to both Belize and Paris, and transformed old furniture into something new through his artistic eye and design style. Today, I have his creativity has shown up everywhere. When as a member of the yearbook team, I helped create a portrait that could his kind one of the book's most beloved features. On stage, as a man of many talents, such as laud, sword, English, once upon a beard, a hairy tale. Jack joined us in the Greek mythology Olympiganza. He was always willing to take risks, embrace a character, and bring something unique to each performance. He also shared his talents during our murder mystery radio play at one of our fundraising breakfasts. What I admire most about Jack is his kindness and sense of humor. He has a way of making people feel welcome and valued. He is often one of the first people to volunteer to help when needed, whether through a well-timed joke or an insightful observation. He has a gift for brightening the day of those around him. If you've ever spoken with Jack, you know that music is one of his great passions. I still remember a spirited debate about the 9 Inch Nails song Hurt and whether Johnny Cash version was better. While opinions may differ, we both agreed that the Johnny Cash version was far superior. His classmates clearly recognized his love of music as well, voting him both most musically cultured and the accordionist in the yearbook. For his superlative photo, Jack brought in some of his favorite albums. Yes, actual vinyl records. In a digital age, that somehow felt perfectly on brand. Jack, thank you for sharing your creativity, your humor, and your heart with our community over the past 8 years. We are proud of all you have accomplished, and we cannot wait to see where your talents, passions and curiosity take you next. Congratulations.
Next, we have Erin Mahoney. Claire was one of the first students I met when I started working here at the Sycamore School. Her and Maddie walked into my art room, and the first thing either of them ever said to me was, "Hatsune Miku," referring to my poster of the iconic Vocaloid voice synthesizer. Having gone to high school in the 2010s, none of my teachers ever knew what anime or cosplay was, but this time was different. My favorite part of teaching is leading with genuine connection, and I feel working with Claire was one of the greatest parts of teaching. When I think of Claire, I first think of every capstone meeting that ended in us laughing to the point of tears, along with designing multiple timelines to work around international trips to participate in dance competitions, applications to perform at Busch Gardens, and the time spent creating. Wednesday 5th period became a source of so many laughs and inside jokes. Our writing was just that fire. Most people know Claire through her art. From dance to sewing to painting, her openness consistently amazed me. There's no better example than her capstone project. She designed, sewed, and bedazzled her own prom dress, a J-pop idol style outfit, and created an entire outfit from leather and denim, her first time working with either of those materials. She also moved seamlessly from painting anime ceiling tiles, charcoal sketches of the Brooklyn Bridge, to a realistic fisheye perspective painting of a dentist visit. Most art schools intend to break young artists away from their own boundaries, but Claire already does this again and again and again. But what stands out to me most about Claire is more than her artistic talent, our shared connection, and her humor. In a time where people just rush to be the loudest voice in the room, Claire's leadership shines through in her humility and earnestness. For example, she led and personally designed the senior class t-shirts while making sure that everyone had a voice. She's someone that many of the middle schoolers look up to. I'll never forget a moment at Katsucon, an annual convention at the Gaylord National Harbor. Claire and Maddie invited me to watch their performance at Idolfest. Before the show began, I overheard some younger middle school age performers talking. They were also waiting for Maddie and Claire. What I heard most was how talented they are, but also their kindness. This tells you everything you need to know about Claire. Whether at school or on stage, Claire is someone people want to follow because of her skill and her character. Claire, I'm so honored to have worked with you over these past 2 years. I know you're going to continue inspiring so many people. Once again, we have Miss Ashley.
It is my pleasure this morning to speak about our next graduate, Magali. Magali is part of the group I worked with on my first day at Sycamore, and I knew from the start that she was a very passionate and strong-willed individual. I could tell that when she had a goal in her mind, nothing could stop her from reaching it. That first semester, I endeavored to challenge Magali, to prove to her that it was okay to try and stumble. It's how we grow. I was excited to see her achieve more than she thought she could. Some days, Magali, you made me work for that growth. But it was worth it to see you conquer something new every day. I remember last year when I saw her academic confidence begin to flourish in our experience class, Justice. Since then, nothing could stop her determination to be the best student she could be. She was less hesitant to seek help and really figured out what strategies worked for her. And that's what Sycamore is all about. One thing you must know about Magali is that she is a helper at heart. Whenever given the choice of a topic to research or present, she tended to focus on marginalized groups and wanted to give them a voice. Even her capstone this year was to organize and run a food assembly event for the unhoused. She is currently planning to take a gap year, and one of her main choices is to travel to Africa and do community service. These are all incredible things that speak to who Magali is at her core, but if you pay close attention, you can see this in her daily interactions with those around her. She is always willing to lend a hand without being asked. She has helped me with serving food at most of our community events like Pi Day or the community potluck. She helps clean around campus, never turning down a task. Feel free to ask her about the art room. And has resembled a big sister to many of our younger students, helping them, listening to them, and giving guidance, sometimes firmly as it is needed. One of my favorite memories of Magali is actually last year when she was dubbed the mom of a group of our 9th graders. When we would go on field trips and I would try to get everybody's attention in a loud metro station, if Magali noticed that the class couldn't hear me, she would jump in and help. She even got them to line up like little ducklings. Magali, we are all so proud of you. What you have accomplished, we are all so proud of what you have accomplished. We cannot wait to see what you do next. You are a true force to be reckoned with. Never be afraid to ask for help. Never stop developing your knowledge base or skills. Never stop fighting for those who need help. You keep up this path that you're on, and you truly can be an unstoppable force. Congratulations once again to Magali and all of the graduates. I'm honored to have worked with all of you.
I just told Karen she didn't need to introduce me. I'm Andrea Shore. At this time, some of the grads are going to give speeches, and then they will be handing out roses to a few of the people that have helped them get where they are today. So we will start with Maddie.
If you've ever been to one of our fundraising breakfasts and you've seen my dad MC, you already have a good idea about how this is going to go. The crying is genetic. The concept of change has always been a very difficult and scary thing for me to think about. Sorry. Change is uncontrollable, unpredictable, and oftentimes very uncomfortable, leading many people, including myself, to avoid the change however we can. God. Despite this, change is a constant in life. Whether you notice it or not, nothing stays the same. Friendships come and go, interests change, kids grow up. For me, and all of my fellow graduates, we are going through one of the most dramatic changes that will happen in our lives. The thought of all of the routines I have spent my life building being completely uprooted, get it? Sycamore roots, has kept me up at night since I started high school. And yet, here we are. As strong as the feelings brought up by change can be, it's necessary. And when I find myself despairing over how things will never stay the same or go back to how they once were, after spending a good chunk of time crying, I realize how fortunate I am to have these things, people, and places that make me so emotional. I'm grateful that my life has been good enough for me to mourn the changes, and I try to use those emotions to push myself to find new things, new people, and new places to one day cry over. Also, of course, staying close to my old friends. Being at Sycamore has given me the unique experience of knowing everyone in the community because of the small size. I've had the opportunity, sorry, I'm locking in. I've had the opportunity to watch all of my classmates grow and change over the course of high school, and some even longer. And I've had the ability to get close to so many of our amazing staff members. I can confidently say that without several of these individuals, I would not be as confident as I am going into college, and as sad as I am to be leaving TSS. I would love to shout out every person that has made a difference in my TSS experience, but that list would go on for hours. I have to limit myself to only a few. Firstly, thank you to Mr. Dale for having one of the most engaging classes I have ever taken for 2 years in a row, for the wonderful and thoughtful conversations, for making sure my occasional frustrations were understood and validated, and for policing me on my grammar. I really needed that. Thank you to Mr. Tyler for being the most amazing counselor in every way, for helping me with my college applications, for letting me ramble about whatever was my main interest at the time, and for always being there whenever I or any of us needed anything. Thank you to the amazing class of 2026. It's been such a gift to know all of you. And as everyone has said, I'm so excited to see what the future holds for you guys. We need to make a group chat. I don't think we have one. That needs to happen. We need to stay in touch. And lastly, I'd like to thank the person who's had the most impact on me at TSS. In this school, it's not uncommon for students to befriend the staff, but I've never had a teacher be this engaged with me for so long. Since my sophomore year, Miss Ashley has been such a strong support, whether it was pushing me to actually do work or do more than I was doing, or sitting with me when my friends were absent. There wasn't a day when I didn't feel grateful for her presence. I've never felt so unconditionally supported by a teacher, and I'm so endlessly grateful for everything that you have done for me and helped me accomplish. Whether it be finishing my capstone on time or just having more self-confidence, I'm so happy to call you my friend. Thank you for everything.
Thank you to everyone who's helped me throughout this journey. It's been amazing.
And now I welcome Jordan to the microphone.
Hi. You all might know me as that math nerd or the tall skinny kid. But I can still just remember myself as that short skinny kid who entered this school 4 years ago in 9th grade. So, before I came to Sycamore School, I was not very socially mature. I was not great with timing of jokes. I wasn't very good at making too many friends. But I always did know the things I liked and the things I didn't like. Now, I still have that confidence of what I like and don't like, but I also am a lot better at that social thing. I couldn't have gotten to this point without this school. I didn't really prepare many things, mostly because I knew if I did, then I'd forget someone, and so instead I'm just going to say thank you to all my teachers and my family and everyone who supported me along the way.
And now we welcome Claire to the microphone.
Graduating is always a bittersweet event, and I'm not sure that a change this big will ever get any easier for me. It's exciting to look ahead and start this new chapter of my life, but also hard to leave behind all of the amazing people who have supported me over the past 4 years. Without all the guidance from my friends, family, and teachers, I wouldn't be standing here in front of you all today. It truly takes a village, and I had the best one. I'd like to start by thanking my parents, who listened, loved, and supported my needs during a very difficult time in my life. Coming to TSS was exactly what I needed, and they were able to make that happen and supported me every step of the way. Next, I'd like to thank Miss Andrea, Miss Ashley, Mr. Tyler, Miss Aaron, and Mr. Dale. You have always inspired me, and I appreciate how you challenged me and really pushed me to be the best student I could possibly be. You ensured that my journey to college followed a smooth path, and I appreciate all the advice and sometimes prodding that it took. And of course, thank you to Dr. Karen for making this school possible. While TSS was life-changing for me, it's obvious that not all growth takes place in the classroom. I'm very grateful to have my dance teacher, Shannon Foley, and her husband, Jacob, here today. Shannon, it's kind of hard to overstate the impact you've had on my life, and I didn't realize it at the time, but we were really growing up together, with you starting a new school and me starting a new sport. We've learned a lot from each other, and you've definitely been one of the most impactful figures in my life,
even if you still scare me sometimes. You've taught me so many invaluable lessons over the past 8 years. You've always believed in me, even when I wasn't believing in myself. You've supported me through the many emotional highs and lows of competitive athletics, but perhaps the greatest lesson you've instilled in me is the importance of community, friendships, and the pure joy that comes from doing what you love. Shout out Mr. Jacob for always taping my shoes and sharing your supply of Lifesaver gummies. To Haley, my best friend and twin separated at birth, thank you so much for helping me become a stronger and more confident person and for all the fun adventures along the way. I'm so grateful that our paths have crossed and we can continue to grow together. To Grandma Ann, Sherry, and my godparents, Angie and Doug, thank you for nurturing and encouraging my creative side and bringing so many moments of fun and laughter over the years. Finally, I want to thank you all for being here today to celebrate as we move forward into this exciting chapter of our lives. To my fellow seniors, congratulations and thank you all for this journey. These past 4 years, I've seen firsthand the amount of hard work and love you've put into everything you do. Whether you've chosen to go straight to college, volunteer, or take a gap year, I know that you all will thrive next year and beyond. I can't wait to see what the future holds and what amazing things you all will accomplish. It's an honor to share the stage today with such an amazing group of people, and I couldn't be prouder of the class of 2026. Thank you.
And now we welcome Magali to the microphone.
Can I adjust this?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna be a little fun sized. There we go.
Over these years, the school has taught me so much patience. Wait, what the heck? Sorry. Anyway. Hi, thank you all for coming to my graduation and to all my friends' graduation. Today we're celebrating the 11 years of school I've completed. And then there's two. I have so many happy memories that I will forever leave behind or will forever cherish. Like when I almost set the school on fire because I put the ramen in the microwave without water. And when I stole a gallon of orange juice at the fundraising breakfast. Wait, my vision is getting blurry. Hello. Or when we go out with the 10th graders, because my friends Audrey and Janelle are there. Now that I'm leaving, I leave them behind, but not for long, right? I'll leave them with the most incredible teachers I've ever had. Over these years, the school has taught me so much patience, kindness, and compassion. I've grown so much in the last few years that I'm becoming an incredibly loving and caring person. And that's why after I graduate, I plan to go to Africa and stay there for a couple of days to help many orphans and teach them what my teachers have taught me. And of course, enjoy the beaches and the safaris. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for believing I could graduate a year early and for enrolling me in school so that I could find and become who I want to be in the near future. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for raising me when I was younger and for making me feel so loved. Thank you, teachers, for guiding me with the schoolwork and encouraging me along the way. And my deepest thank you to the friends who were there for me on my best days and on my worst days. I would also like to give a special thank you to Miss Ashley for putting up with me and having so much patience. I truly don't know how you did it. Being your student has been the most exciting and unforgettable experience ever. I'm so glad that I got to meet you. Words cannot describe how grateful I am for you. Thank you for giving me the best 2 years of my life. In the end, we all have to go our separate ways to become who we want to be. I love you all so much. To my parents who arrived to the U.S. with nothing and gave me everything, I hope you are proud of me. And then I'm going to read that in Spanish just because I have my family here. Hola, gracias a todos por venir a mi graduación y a la de todos mis amigos. Hoy celebramos los 11 años de escuela que he completado. Tengo muchos recuerdos felices que dejaré atrás, pero que atesoraré para siempre. Como cuando casi encendí el colegio porque puse la sopa ramen dentro del microondas sin agua. O cuando robé un galón de jugo de naranja en el desayuno para recaudar fondos. O cuando salimos con alumnos de 10º grado porque mis amigas Padua y Janel están ahí en esa clase. Ahora que ya no voy a estar, las dejo atrás. Las dejo atrás con mis increíbles maestras, pero no por mucho tiempo, ¿verdad? Hold on, pause. Durante estos años, esta escuela me ha enseñado mucha paciencia, amabilidad y compasión. He crecido tanto en los últimos años que me estoy convirtiendo en una chica sumamente amorosa y atenta. Y es por eso que después de graduarme, planeo ir a África y quedarme ahí por algunos días, para ayudar a muchos huérfanos y enseñarles lo que mis maestras me han enseñado a mí. Y también para disfrutar las playas y los safaris. Gracias mamá y papá por creer que yo podía graduarme un año antes y por ponerme en la escuela para que pudiera descubrir quién quería convertirme en el futuro cercano. Gracias hermanos y hermanas por criarme cuando era más joven, por hacerme sentir tan amada. Gracias a mis maestras y maestros por ayudarme en mi educación. También quisiera darle las gracias a señora Ashley por soportarme y por tener tanta paciencia conmigo. De verdad, no sé cómo lo hizo. Ser su estudiante ha sido la experiencia más emocionante y inolvidable de mi vida. Me alegra muchísimo haberla conocido. Las palabras no bastan para describir lo agradecida que estoy con usted. Gracias por darme los 2 mejores años de mi vida y gracias a mis amigos por estar a mi lado en tiempos difíciles. Al final, todos tenemos que tomar caminos separados para convertirnos en quienes queremos ser. Para mis padres que llegaron sin nada y me lo dieron todo, espero que estén muy orgullosos de mí.
So before we move on to diplomas, we have somebody else who is graduating this year. I'd like Mr. Tyler to come up. So Mr. Tyler has been with us for 4 years, so it seems, I guess, kind of fitting that he is also graduating and moving on to new adventures. Words cannot express how grateful I am for Mr. Tyler. As many of the students have spoken about, in Tyler's calm, understated, endless patience way, he has supported and guided these graduates and countless other students. His door is always open. He really has been invaluable in helping these students grow, find their confidence, and feel at home at Sycamore. So it will be different with him not being here. I'm endlessly grateful, and I just want to take a moment to recognize him and all that he's given to the school. So thank you. At this time, we will be presenting diplomas.
Maddie Blumenthal. Kira Romberg. Jordan Fike. Jack Greco. Claire Gerber. Magali Portilla.
Graduation is a rite of passage filled with tradition. One tradition is the moving of the tassel. It reflects the student's level of learning and that they are officially high school graduates. I'd like the seniors to stand. Please move your tassel from the right to the left. At this time, I would like to announce the Sycamore School's graduating class of 2026. At the Sycamore School, Our vision is to cultivate engaged, independent, lifelong learners who can think critically and apply their knowledge to real-world experiences in order to achieve personal success and contribute positively to their community. One of my favorite quotes is from a TV show called Friday Night Lights. It's about a high school football community in Texas. Before each game, the coach would motivate his team by saying a phrase, "Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose." So let's unpack it. Clear eyes, the ability to be focused, locked in, and look past distractions and doubt to see exactly what needs to be done. Full hearts, that's about wanting something with your whole being and pouring your absolute best effort and emotion into a task. And can't lose, putting those first two together, the belief that you have a clear sense of purpose and your whole heart put into something. If you do both those two things, you can't go wrong. It's not about winning and losing. It's about knowing that you've given all that you have to what you love, that you've put your full effort into something. If you've done that, that's the win. I want you to move forward with purpose, to put your whole heart and focus into what you want to achieve, and then you can't lose. I now once again announce the 2026 Sycamore School seniors, and please stand up one more time. Congratulations.